She was hiding her sex like the nicotine on her lover's tongue. A peppermint fresh flavor of seduction twirling through the strands of her hair. She watched the Parisian boys play in the streets in a demigod fashion. You know, the way all our little boys play around the world. But she wanted to find a bronze goddess in the concrete, to unleash an angel beneath stone and carve more than just a pretty little face, breathing it with the life of the Medusa and the temptation of Lilith, pressing her lips against forbidden red, so then she could find herself absolutely beautiful. But there were the Greco boys below, finding their lust amidst the brotherhood, dividing the sisterhood, and telling all good girls, "We're just not real enough, the way boys are together." But she wanted a harem kind of love, trailed silks brought together by circumstance, embraced by understanding, and that, yes, that is me too, my sister kind of way. Because on the other side of the world, the desert men were hiding her sister's faces, and the forest men were cutting her up, and the modern men were telling her she could make it, but if only she was a man. So she watched as her sisters abandoned their feminine grace in exchange for a masculine face she couldn't feel herself touching anymore. Like the nicotine poison in her lungs, she couldn't feel killing her anymore. But she dreams of painting the war tattoos on a Nubian queen she would call her mother, feeling that Amazon strength unite them against an onslaught they could never be afraid of, because they had all been mothers and knew that they birthed each and every one of their daughters strong. So those soldiers you see far off on the horizon could never last for very long. She wants to be carved in a woman's breath, full of her hips and her breasts and her feminine curves in that sister kind of way, that nurturing mother kind of way, that passionate, wild lover kind of way. Because the European boys could only leave kisses and flowers at her temples before trying to become conquerors of her body, soul, and mind. So she couldn't touch herself anymore, couldn't see herself anymore, and that beautiful backdrop of a woman anymore, choosing to hide her sex no more.
Those of you that can, please stand and put your hand over your heart as I recall the Pledge of Allegiance. My country programmed me to die for liberties not granted me. And here we are, stuck like a piece of sand in an hourglass that is tipped, moving neither forward nor backwards, but always here, frozen in time, stuck in this deathly decadence, hesitant to even smoke the smoke because they poison our cess. Our world has become a cesspool, held down by ultra uncools, fooling themselves away from delving into any true pursuits, shooting their guns, saying success will come when, success will come when, success will come when, wind up this filibuster, young sirs, because you are the ones who left behind your minds. And I find it very annoying you're overjoyed by all the wrong things, gabbing to me, ripping my ear off with silly talk about stuff like, my team has drafted Curse, forces me to remind you obvious things like your Uncle Sam just drafted her, and him, and him, and him, and him. And they all better notify their next of kin and close friends before time ends allowing them to do so. Meanwhile, back on planet Motherfucker, other things are brewing. Blue bloods are chewing the fat of the land, scamming on schemes to shear the scared sheep, already scared of losing their skin, because Halliburton is selling wool at outrageous prices. Ain't it a gas? How brilliant is brutality, all authorized by Daddy, but implemented by you when you and Caddy tee off on grains, gabbing about black gold and how much red blood it takes to enhance the state of your family finances. And we know all about it because they run show after show and expose after expose, and you know we know all about it because you listen to our phone calls without warrants. But I doubt it matters, and so do you, because some of the faithful still follow you. These sped-up white zombies who sport metal like Rob toting his Gibson, as sisters like Susie help Hamid don't hold Uzis. As we are all stuck through the first deployment, mission accomplished. Through the second deployment, there's been a spike in insurgencies, but it's in its last throes. Through the third deployment, Well, just one more time, I'm almost home. To the fourth deployment. We're all stuck in an era that won't end. Give it up!
We got one. These judges are all over it. I'd say like white on rice, but everybody knows brown is the shit, right?
Oh, yeah!
We got a 9.3, a 9.2, a 9.8, an 8.0, and a 9.0. 27.5.
The evolution of arrogance. You're looking up and you're looking low. You're looking for the greatest, and the greatest is mo in front of your face, as if you didn't know. I can't choose to hide if my talent shows, and if you came up here, you couldn't stand beside him because my talent flows. If you talk bad about me, as some have learned, I will hit you back with lyrical blows. And they drop bows, so ask those citizens from this earth what battling against the merman is with. I will trounce you, denounce you, part you from this turf, claiming it as my own, my home, my throne, and thrown out are the imposters I call jesters, the oratory stage testers, the slam poetry molesters, and in the chaos behind me, only my weight remains. Past and present are changed, my detractors deranged. I have no equal, sugar. Should you choose to doubt and wonder what this rant is about, well, the truth is, this is about why I stay. See, I never wanted to be the most popular boy. I just want to be the best. The rest is just stress, and I confess not being faded. I'm unfadable. Mostly because my pen stays on the paper, trying to make you think new thoughts to feed my blood, my kin, my peeps, my fam, and I don't give a damn what the academics say. I'm a street poet for life. Poetry is the blood that pumps through me, but it's plain to see that everyone's destiny differs. Because it seems to me that some ignore this gift and some just spit this shit bitch made. I made my bones in this when some still played with toys. Girls and boys, I'm still with it and dream of spitting it so far that our ignorance dies as enlightenment descends from the clouds upon sold-out crowds. I want to finish pieces to applaud so loud there's no doubt who's got real talk and who's just bullshitting. I'm bringing about education and healing, and in the process dealing critical blows to the status quo, quoting me and mine as lesser kinds of intellect. I spit for the respect we give to others that don't come back to us. I spit for all my severed tribes being killed in Africa. I spit for the glory and hallowing of Yah. I spit because it's the gift he gave me to spin, bruh. Do you know why you spit?
She was my sister. Even though I didn't know her, had never met her, was just staring at her picture held by a postal worker named Ike, whose heavy-set body hunched in on itself as he confessed, "She's from the Philippines. I bet I'm older than both your ages combined." I was just 20 at the time, and she could have been no older than 14 or 15. An Asian beauty he was determined to marry, confessing that he and his postal worker buddies craved Asian wives because they are the wisest, most beautiful women in the world. I was just a stranger to him, working another late shift to get through college. But I couldn't help thinking of my mother, a beautiful Korean woman, and wonder if this was true of her. My mother was no older than this girl in the picture when my father found her. An army man who said he couldn't live without her. He took her, married her, raped her, and beat her. At least these were the childhood stories she groomed me with, leaving me a battered child forced to empathize with her pain, even though she still followed him to the United States of America, to imprison herself and curse my birth as she cursed him, preparing me with more bedtime stories of guns and affairs, even when she finally decided to leave him and remarry another army man who keeps promising to take her back home, but leaves her stranded in state after state, lamenting the fact that she's stuck with 2 children and a husband who keeps promising, "Don't worry, baby, I'll take you to Korea next year." So this girl in the picture is my sister. Her hair the dark shine of my mother's as she poses on a king-size bed to be bought and brought. to the opportunity of being another uncounted figure to those who say these child brides aren't real simply because they're not Americans. But these men crave Asian women to defile because they're supposed to be docile and locked behind the language barrier, and there's no scarier cage to be in. But Ike, he smiled at me and asked, "Do you have any Asian in you?" "I can tell, because you're very beautiful. But I'm not hitting on you," because he had already chosen his bride. But did I have any Asian friends? Because he was always looking. Would I come to the wedding? Would I be her friend? Because I seemed so very nice. But all I wanted to do was believe that this only happens in movies. But this was happening to me and to a girl who was my sister because I could have been her, and she was my mother. Telling me stories of a fucked up father while letting me witness the lives of my stepfather. She cries herself to sleep after another phone call home and another summer gone with the promise of, "Don't worry! Damn it! I will take you to Korea next year." She cries herself to sleep, wondering why her youth had her yearning to come here, just to be another uncounted figure to those who can't believe that this land of the free, this land of opportunity, can still be a cage to young girls who want something more than being a man's ethnic whore.
Yeah.